You think you know fear, but what you feel, dread, anxiety, discomfort, are merely faint echoes, pale shadows of what truly exists out there, in space, in the gas-filled abyss of Jupiter. If you fell right now into the atmosphere of that giant, there would be no screams, no prolonged pain. There would be only 8 seconds. 8 seconds until your proudly human structure was destroyed from the inside out. Your skeleton cracking under a force it was never meant to endure. Your organs liquefied before they could even send a signal of pain to your brain. Not by monsters, not by weapons, but by pressure, pure, merciless, and absolute pressure. While here you live under one atmosphere of pressure, on Jupiter, each kilometer descended multiplies the force exponentially, like invisible fingers of a titanic god, pushing, crushing, bursting everything that you are. You would pass through clouds of ammonia crystals, helium rain, and lightning bolts larger than entire continents. But there would be no time to admire the spectacle. Your body would be undone before your mind could process the terrifying beauty of it all. You were not made for Jupiter, and Jupiter, it doesn't care at all. Jupiter has no ground. Understand this. There is no solid surface to stand on, no rock to mark an end. Only layers. Infinite layers of gas and darkness, growing ever denser, ever more lethal. At 50 kilometers deep, the sky is already gone. The light of the sun, the same that warms your skin now, is swallowed by the opaque vapor of hydrogen and ammonia. By then, the pressure would have crushed a nuclear submarine as if it were an empty soda can. Go deeper. 100, 200, 500 kilometers. Gravity, 2.5 times stronger than Earth's, never stops pulling. A hunger that cannot be satisfied. Your body would be pulled, stretched, twisted into a shape biology doesn't recognize. Your cells, once the foundation of your life, would be compressed until they imploded in absolute, indifferent silence. And as you fall, disintegrating atom by atom, Jupiter remains motionless in its orbit, a monster 318 times the mass of Earth, spinning too fast, twisting its magnetic field into invisible waves of destruction. At its center, a red spot stares back at us, a perpetual storm larger than our entire planet, raging for centuries without end. A cyclopean eye observing the passing of millennia. Around it, the planet is surrounded by a kingdom of nearly 100 moons, from Io, a volcanic hell, to Ganymede, larger than Mercury, and one called Europa hides subterranean oceans where life may exist. But you will never see Europa, because you'd already be dead, undone, forgotten long before breaching the first cloud layer. But Jupiter holds a secret even more disturbing. It is not just a planet. It is an almost star, a failed king. A star that never had enough mass to ignite nuclear fusion and shine. Within its core there is enough heat to melt every known element, enough pressure to transform gaseous hydrogen into metallic hydrogen, a state of matter so exotic it exists nowhere on Earth. Imagine the lightest gas in the universe, compressed so brutally that its electrons are ripped from their atoms, flowing freely like in a copper wire. An invisible ocean of liquid metal, spinning and pulsing like the heart of a sleeping god. From there comes its colossal magnetic field, 20,000 times stronger than Earth's, an invisible prison capable of trapping radioactive particles for years. That radiation is a deadly echo of its metallic heart. Earth's Van Allen belts are a child's playground compared to this. The Juno probe, our bravest explorer, had to be shielded like a bank vault just to survive quick dives through this death zone. If you had a spacecraft and tried to orbit it, you'd be cooked from the inside in minutes. Your molecules would scream in silence as radiation shredded your DNA into unrecoverable pieces. And still, Jupiter is there, majestic, motionless, as if none of this were cruel. But perhaps the true cruelty is something else. Jupiter protects us. It absorbs comets, asteroids, the drifting threats of deep space. Its gravitational field redirects chaos and allows Earth to exist. It is the cosmic bodyguard we never asked for. Every crater on its moons is a medal of honor, the proof of a bullet fired at us that it took instead. Without this shield, the bombardment would be constant. The monster that would crush you in 8 seconds is the same one that stops you from dying today. It is the greatest irony of the cosmos. What could destroy us the most is what protects us the most. Jupiter has no intention. It doesn't love or hate. It doesn't think. But simply by existing, it gives us the chance to keep existing. This is the uncomfortable truth of the universe. There is no morality, no built-in purpose. The universe doesn't roll moral dice. It rolls physical dice. Gravity doesn't care about life. Pressure doesn't care about pain. These are just interactions, forces, delicate balances between chaos and persistence. You are a statistical coincidence, a biological improbability that happened on a fragile planet orbiting at just the right distance from a stable sun, in a system governed by an invisible king that never ignited. You are alive because the universe by sheer chance allowed it, and because Jupiter, the one that would crush you in seconds, intercepted millions of deadly stones before they could touch the ground you walk on. So no, you are not the center of anything. But you are a rare result. You are the silence between two explosions, the pause between impact and emptiness. And maybe that is enough. Have you looked at the sky this week? Not in a hurry, not as a distraction, but like someone searching for an answer that may never come. Jupiter is there, maybe invisible to the naked eye, but orbiting in silence, guarding, crushing, deflecting, existing. You cannot touch it. You wouldn't survive even its gentlest embrace, but without it, you wouldn't be here either. Earth is an interval, an oasis, a rare piece of peace in a universe that promises no mercy. And yet, here you are, feeling, thinking, surviving one day at a time, protected by a monster that would annihilate you, nourished by a star that could burn you. Fragility is not a weakness, it's a condition, the condition of being a precious anomaly. So I ask again, now that you know you are an exception, what will you do with it?